Good afternoon. So I'm just doing a little session from Ibiza for you. I hope you guys are all well. It's just going to be a gentle 10-minute flow. We're going to do some breathing exercises, and then we're going to have a little look at a sun salutation with a couple of warriors thrown at the end. So just coming down to your mats, we're going to start off just by taking a gentle gaze, and we're going to start to soften through the shoulders and take our focus to our breath. So if you want to have your eyes closed, placing your hands onto your knees, thumb to finger, and just taking some nice deep breaths. Focus on your engaging through your core muscles, heavy through the buttocks and heavy through your thighs. Take 3 full breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. 2 and 1 full breath. We're going to start to think about the breath traveling up through your tummy, through your chest. So carrying on breathing here, really noticing the breath coming in through from your tummy, through your chest, through your nose, through to the top of the head as you breathe in. And that full breath out and sinking everything down, letting the tummy soften on the out breath. So we're taking 3 more full breaths like this, breathing in and exhaling. And 1 more full breath, inhaling and exhaling. And we're just going to take the hands along the side of the body, raising our arms up, inhaling. You can open your eyes or have a soft gaze with them gently closed, and exhaling your arms down, inhaling the arms up and exhaling down. And 1 more full inhale up and exhaling down. We'll start with some rotation. So take your right hand across to your left knee, left hand behind you, and we'll just really start to focus on sitting up nice and tall. So just sitting, looking across to the side here. Full breath in, notice the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. In through your nose and out through your nose. 3 breaths like this. Each exhale, you might want to go a little bit further, a little bit taller through the crown of the head. And 1 more. And coming round, going to the other side, full breath in. Exhaling. Inhaling, full breath in. Exhaling, coming round, really nice and tall. And exhaling. We're going to come round to face towards the front. We're going to take the left hand onto the mat, reaching the arm up, looking at the palm underneath. Full breath in, and as you exhale, we're just going to come across the mat. Inhaling on the side, exhaling across the mat. Inhaling on the side, exhaling across your mat, and inhaling. So getting a bit of momentum here, a bit of movement, tapping the floor, exhaling across, inhaling, exhaling. And 1 more on each side. And back to the right. We're going to finish on that side and then come up to the center. So we're going to take the left leg straight and long. Notice heavy through your buttocks, flexing the foot here. Bending at the knee on the right leg, bringing the sole of the foot in towards the knee. Bringing your shoulders around to face the straight leg. Full breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to come over that straight leg there. Softening through the back of the leg, soft through the shoulders, full breath in. And as you breathe out, just really sinking into the pose. I'm really going to start to open up through the backs of the legs, through the hamstrings here. Inhaling, exhaling, softening into the pose. And then uncurling, going to come back up through the center. I'm going to swap the legs over and just going on to the other side. So again, set yourself up, heavy through the buttocks, opening through the back of the leg, bending at the knee, placing the sole of the foot where feels comfortable for you. Again, soft through the shoulders, engaging through the core muscles. Bring your shoulders around to face your straight leg. Full breath in, and as you exhale, coming over the straight leg here. In, and each exhale, seeing if you can just open through the back of the leg, flexing the foot. Slowly bending into that leg, seeing how that feels, opening up through the hamstrings. And then we're going to slowly uncurl, coming up through to the center. We're going to bring our legs back to the center where we were, where we had them crossed, but this time crossing them in the opposite direction. So whichever way you had it, first of all, we're going to bring it around to the other side. We're going to take our C shapes again. So we'll start on this side, inhaling, getting that lovely curve, really noticing through the side of the body, exhaling, coming round, inhale, exhale. So again, you can get your own bit of momentum here, inhaling on the side, exhaling across the body. Inhale, exhale. So you're getting that lovely stretch, lovely extension through the arms, through the side, through the ribs here. If you want to slow it down a little bit, inhaling, exhaling, full breaths in and out. And then we're going to slow it down. One more on each side. And this time we're going to finish on the left. And then bringing yourself back up to the middle. So then we're going to take our rotations. So we're going this direction. So your left hand to your right knee, your right hand alongside or slightly behind you. Again, you want to be nice and tall, crown of the head upwards. Full breath in. And as you exhale, really coming into that rotation. Noticing, again, engaging through your core muscles, nice and straight through the spine. Breathing in, and as you exhale, just going into the pose a little bit further if that feels okay, or just maintaining the pose where you're at. 3, 2, and 1. We're releasing the arms, coming around to face the front, and then we're going to go the opposite direction. So left hand behind or alongside, full breath in, inhale, and exhale again, engaging through your core muscles, nice and tall through the center of the body, crown of the head facing upwards, really focusing on the spine, not decompressing. So we want a nice straight spine here. 3, 2, and 1. And coming round to face towards the front, we're going to take our right leg straight and long. Again, flexing through the foot, nice and big stretch through the hamstring, flexing the toes up, bending at the knee, heavy through our buttocks. We're going to take our shoulders around to face the straight leg, full breath in, and exhale, coming over the straight leg here. And really taking the time to soften through the shoulders, opening up through the backs of the legs here. 2, and 1 more full breath in and out, and then slowly uncurling. I'm going to come through the center, just swapping your legs around, and again heavy through our buttocks, flexing through the toes. Going to bring the shoulders around to face towards the straight leg, full breath in, engaging your core muscles, hinging from the hips, and then curling over. Again, notice your breath, soften through the pose, notice how you're feeling through the backs of the legs, but noticing your buttocks are staying onto the mat. 3, full breaths. 2, and 1, and we'll slowly curl up, coming through to the center. So from here, we're going to come into our tabletop position. So setting yourself up into tabletop, think about your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, nice and strong through the center, engaging our core muscles. Going to take a full breath in, looking up, exhaling, curving through the spine, inhaling, exhaling. So again, see how you're feeling. If you're feeling tight, just slowing it down. If you want to get a nice big stretch through the spine, really pressing into the floor, and then inhaling, belly's dropping down, looking up, exhaling, belly button towards the spine, and inhaling, and then coming back into the center. We're going to bring our left foot alongside our left hand, so just bringing it onto the inside into our half lunge. I'm going to just take that back leg back slightly, and that little dip backwards and forwards. And again, in your own time. So inhale as you come back, exhale as you come forwards. And then we're going to bring the back knee in again. I'm just going to lift up through the chest and the shoulders, full reach up. Arms opposite, soft through the shoulders. And then as you exhale, bring your arms behind you, just pressing them into your bottom. So you're opening up through the shoulders. If you want to interlock your hands, you can really look up, curving through the spine. Next inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, coming down, opening up through the shoulders. And one more, inhale up. And then this time exhaling, arms framing around the foot. We're going to step back. We're coming through our tabletop, bringing the right foot forward, and we're going onto the right side. So again, just take that back knee back slightly. We're going to take our rock backwards and forwards. So inhaling back, exhaling forwards, inhaling back, exhaling forwards in your own time. So really working through the back of the hamstrings here. And then when you're ready, we'll come back into the center again. Bring that back knee in slightly. And then we're going to just lift up through the arms. Again, give the palms opposite each other, soft through the shoulders, looking up. Exhaling down, hands on the buttocks. If you want to open up the shoulders or interlocking your hands, you're really opening up here. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and inhaling up. And one more, exhaling down and lifting up. And this time we're going to bring the hands down, framing the foot. We're going to bring the foot back through our tabletop, and we're going to come into downward dog. Walking through the legs, and we're going to step forward. So we're going to take our right leg up into a three-legged dog, and then bringing the foot alongside the right hand, left foot forward, head's hanging heavy. We're in a forward fold, just letting the spine decompress there, and your knees can be soft if you need to have a little bend in them, or opening up through the legs, head pointing down, holding onto your elbows. Just taking some nice deep breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. And just let your arms go heavy. We'll slowly curl up, coming up to standing. Bringing your arms back above your head and down into your prayer position. So from here, we're just going to run through a couple of sun salutations on each side, and then we'll come down for our relaxation. So standing at the front of your mat, feet hip distance apart. Take a full breath in, palms together, little dip back, and then we're going to take the forward fold. Hands down to the mat, so your knees can be soft if you want to, if you need to. Pressing your hands onto the floor, we take the right leg back into the lunge. Left leg back into our plank, holding our plank. Knees are coming down, bringing the tops of the feet down, coming through our chaturanga, bring everything down, chest coming down, forehead down, and then you've got the option, you can go into a baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then flipping our toes over, we come through the center, meeting in downward dog. Walk through the backs of the legs here, seeing how that's feeling. We're going to lift up into a three-legged dog to step through. You can just lunge through, or you can lift up here. So we open up, right leg comes through alongside the right hand, and then the left leg, head's hanging heavy. And then we're going to slowly curl up, coming in to our standing position, hands through the center, back to our heart center. Well done. So we take another full breath in, hands up high, folding forward into our forward fold. Just again, let the head hang heavy, just letting the spine just decompress. And we're going to take the left leg back into the lunge, strong through the arms, right leg back into our plank, knees coming down, flipping our toes, chest down, elbows tucked in, into our cobra or upward facing dog. And then flipping our toes, we're coming through the center into our downward dog. Again, walk through the legs here. I'm going to lift up the left leg through to our lunge, bringing it alongside our left hand. Right foot forward into our forward fold, feet hip distance apart, head's hanging heavy. Just taking a few breaths here in our forward fold. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll slowly curl up, coming back into the center, bringing our hands down, back to our heart center. So we're going to run through that one more time on each side, just to get our blood moving. So breathing in, full breath in, palms together, going down into our forward fold. Going to hinge from the hips this time, so pressing onto the thighs, hinging from the hips as you inhale, exhaling down into the forward fold, hands down onto the mat, soften the knees if you need to, right foot back, lunge, left foot into the plank, knees coming down, through your chaturanga, everything coming through the center, into your cobra, or if you want to press in a bit more, to your upward facing dog, and then coming through the center, flipping your toes, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Right leg's going up, three-legged dog. Just open up the hip here, right foot coming alongside your right hand. And then the left hand through into our forward fold, head's hanging heavy, pressing onto the thighs. Inhale, hinge from the hips. Exhale down, and slowly curling up, coming through the center, hands together, back to our heart center. And one more, inhaling up, little back bend, exhaling down into the forward fold. We're going to take the left leg back into the lunge and the right foot into the plank, knees coming down, elbows tucked in, through the center, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Take your back bend of choice, and then flipping our toes, we are back into our downward dog. Walking through the legs here. And so we're going to lift up the right leg, bending at the knee, opening the hip, right foot forward, and then the left foot, head's hanging heavy. That was our last salutation flow. So we're just going to slow it down a little bit here. Full breaths in and out. We'll just press onto the thighs, hinging from the hips, full breath in. And as you exhale, just coming back down into your forward fold. Couple of breaths here, inhaling. Again, bring the hands down to the floor or a block, or holding onto your elbows. And then when you're ready, we're going to just slowly bend the knees, bring our hands down, and just bring yourself down to a seated position. Just going to slowly bring ourselves down to the back of the mat. Just do a little reverse bridge, so bringing your feet about a foot length away from your bottom, arms alongside, feet hip distance apart. I'm just going to press into the arms, lifting up through the hips and the buttocks, slowly through the spine, inhaling up and exhaling, slowly coming down. And one more, inhaling up, exhaling, slowly coming down. And then in your own time, just taking your legs long, arms heavy alongside your body. You can just take a few moments here just to settle into your savasana. Just letting your palms feel heavy. Your arms and shoulders are just opening up. Feeling supported by the floor. Your legs feel heavy. Your feet are heavy. If you want to spend a little bit longer in savasana, please do. Take this time for yourself. I'm going to slowly come around to a seated position just to finish off. So just bringing yourself into that seated position. Just bring ourselves to face towards whatever feels comfortable for you in your environment. Take a full breath in, bringing our arms up and then bringing them down to our heart center. Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I finished, Roxy.
Fantastic. Perfect time.
Have I got to go to the beach now?
Yes. Well done. Perfect backdrop.